Okay, so we've learned to breathe, and you can do that breathing exercise we taught you, the 4 in, hold 4, 4 out, hold 4, anytime you need it. But that helps us remember that the source of life is God. Now, the beginning of self-care is actually removing ourselves from our focus. By putting God at the center of our attention, we gain the life we've been striving for. And we looked at how silence and Sabbath can keep us connected to God so that we hear His voice above the noise of our desires, our work, and our worries. But we also need to practice 2 more vital habits, or we will still be tempted to become self-centered. Silence and Sabbath should be paired with community and contribution. Part of self-care that we often avoid is building the kinds of relationships that will encourage us, strengthen us, and hold us accountable when we get off track. But the temptation of self-care is to isolate ourselves, seek our own desires, and do only what's best for us. And like we said in the last video, silence is a good thing. However, self-care shouldn't be used as an excuse to ignore the sin in our lives or the core issues that are causing our stress and anxiety. We shouldn't be building habits that always divert our attention or help us escape reality consistently. That's why we need to build community into the regular rhythm of our life. We often believe that we can get closer to God all by ourselves, but that's not how God designed us to grow. While following Jesus is a personal decision, it is not a private decision. There are over 50 instances in the writings of the New Testament to talk about how we need to figure out how to love one another well. Our spiritual growth is tied up in relationships. Jesus even said that people would know we are His disciples if we love one another. It's impossible to get better at loving one another if we avoid developing the kind of intentional, vulnerable relationships that encourage us to get better, remind us of what's most important when things get tough, and hold us accountable to keep fighting when we feel like giving up. One of the best ways to care for yourself is to practice caring for others. Giving and receiving love and community is what grows our faith. Now, the last thing that will make a huge difference is moving your life toward contributing rather than consuming. Our culture will tell you that self-care is all about consuming. The next vacation, the next spa treatment, that next big purchase that gives you a boost of confidence, that next sexual experience. But when your life becomes focused on that kind of self-care, you find all that consuming ends up consuming you. You develop a rhythm of life that requires getting more and more to satisfy your desires, but that's the thing about our desires, they are never fully satisfied. Rather than consuming to feel good about yourself and find meaning, you'll find much more meaning and deeper satisfaction in contributing. Contributing by serving others and by giving some of your money to benefit others. When you're generous with your time and with your money, you find greater meaning, greater purpose than just serving your own needs. Do a little research and you'll see that the happiest people are the ones who serve and give on a regular basis. That's because God created us to thrive when we contribute to the good of others. If you want to learn more about how to thrive in community and contributing, look for our series Better Together on our YouTube channel. And in the meantime, try self-care the way Jesus did it. Silence, Sabbath, community, and contribution. You'll be glad you did.